Hello children, welcome to Lakshmi's study room. Today our topic is the part 3 from water lesson. So first one is a forms of water. It is available in three states. Three state: solid form, liquid form and gaseous form. So water is available in three forms to us. The first one is a solid form, liquid form and gaseous form. So when we call the water is a solid form, so we call solid form of the water as ice. So when the water is in ice form, we can call it as a solid form. Snow occurs naturally in the atmosphere. So like in Himalayas, snow is occurs naturally. So in polar regions also, water is in snow form only because the temperature is below 0 degrees. So that's why there is the water will be in a frozen state. Can we convert the water into ice? Yes, we can convert the water into ice. If we keep the water in a deep freezer, then water will be converted into ice. What will happen in the freezer? Because freezer contains minus degrees temperature. That means if we kept the water below the 0 degrees centigrade, then the water will be converted into solid form. The solid form of water will be called as a ice. So explain what should we do. So already I explained now only. So liquid form, we are using the water in only liquid form only. So what happens if the ice kept in the open air? So if we kept the ice in the open air, that means the ice brings to the normal temperature, room temperature, then the ice will be melted. Otherwise, if we heat the ice, it will changes into water also. So water in liquid form is present in the oceans, seas, lakes, rivers and even in underground also. So we are using water, generally we are using the water for our purposes. It is in liquid form only. Even water is available in the liquid form is always present in the oceans, seas, lakes, rivers and underground. So the third form is a gaseous form. So what happens when water is heated? Then what will happen? So water will be heated, the water will be changes into vapor form. That means the water will be turned into gaseous form. The gaseous form of the water is water vapor, generally which is present in the air around us. Actually, air is a mixture of gases. Air contains nitrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen and water vapor and some of the gases also present in the air. So air is also present in the air around us. We know that when ice is heated, it converts into the water. If water is heated, it turns into water vapor. That means the water will be changes from solid to liquid, liquid to solid and solid to liquid. So similarly, when water vapor is cooled, we can get back water also. Whenever we, for example, take for example, it is a boiling water. When we kept on this vessel on a lid, so the lid absorb the water vapor, and if we remove the lid from this container, the container contains the water vapor again turn into get back again it will be converted into water only. So if the water is cooled further, we will get ice also. Again the water will be, if this water will be cooled in, that means this water will be kept in the freezer, it will be converted into ice. So we understand that these three forms of water are interchangeable. Interchangeable means the water will be depending on the temperature of the nature, the water will be changes from one form to another form. Take for example, when we heat the ice, it will be turned into water. So when we heat the water, it will be turned into water vapor. And one water vapor when we cool water vapor, we will get again water. So again the water will be, when we cool the water again, we will get ice also. So the water is available in the three forms depending on the temperature. The water is always interchangeable. So next, let us see evaporation and formation of clouds. And what is evaporation? Evaporation means the water, when we heat the water will be changes from one form to, and that means liquid form to vapor form. So it will be called as a evaporation. So what is evaporation? Evaporation means the water will be converted into gaseous form. It will be called as a evaporation. So whenever the water will be converted into gaseous form, it will be change. It will be reached to the atmosphere. Then it will be formed as a clouds only. This is in a natural process. Spread a piece of wet cloth in the sunlight. See, this lady will hang the cloths and expose it to the sunlight. Why do we do like this? If we want to remove the dirt and dust from the clothes, this woman wash the clothes and dry up in the sunlight. Whenever the clothes will be dry up during the with the help of sunlight, the water gets evaporated and reaches to the atmosphere only. So where has the water in the wet cloth gone? With the help of sunlight, the water will be evaporated. So the water evaporates into the atmosphere due to the heat of the sun. With the help of sunlight, the water will be gets evaporated from this cloth. So when we want to dry clothes quickly, we have them to keep them under a fan also. Sometimes we need very urgently, so then we will keep these clothes sometimes under a fan also. But does the water in wet clothes dry up only due to sunlight or due to other reason? So generally, if we have a more sun heat, then we will dry up in the sun only. Sometimes along with the sunlight, wind also helps to dry up the cloths very quickly. So you must have seen that water on the wet roads, rooftops and some other places dries up after some time, though there is no sunlight. Even though there is no sunlight, after raining, the wet roads and rooftops and some other places dries up after some time with the help of wind. Where does this water go after drying up? The water is heated up by sunlight. It gets converted into water vapor and mixes with the air only. If you heat water kept in a bowl by using a stove, you may notice water vapor coming from the bowl. That means if you kept some bowl of water on the stove, then the water will be converted into water vapor. Okay. So then water is heated, it gets converted into a vapor and mixes with the air. So this is what happens to the water in the wet cloths also. So same thing will be happen when we dry up the cloths in the sunlight also. So the process of water changing, see, the process of water changing into water vapor is called as a evaporation. So what is evaporation? This is a one mark questions for this. So the answer for this question is the process of water changing into water vapor is called as a evaporation. So where does this water go after drying up? For this question, the answer for this question is a, when the water is heated, it gets converted into vapor and mixes with the air. So this happens to the water in the wet cloths also. So this is the answer for this question. Okay. So if water is generally heated, it will become warm. Some vapor is produced. If it is heated more, it started boiling. If we heat further, it evaporates and converts completely into water vapor. So, if we keep the water heated, generally it becomes warm. If we keep some more time, it will be heated more and it starts boiling. That means small bubbles will be appeared on the bowl of the water. If we heat it further, the entire water will be evaporates and converts completely into the water vapor. We know that the amount of heat absorbed by the water affects its evaporation. So that means the amount of heat, how much heat will be absorbed by the water, it will affect the evaporation process also. For example, if the more sunlight is happened, the more evaporation process also there. If the sunlight is less sunlight we have, the evaporation rate of evaporation is also less. So if water is heated more, it will evaporate is also faster. So you might have observed evaporation in many situations in day-to-day life. Discuss them with your friends and also prepare a list. And some of the examples for this one is take for example, wet clothes drying under the sun. Wet clothes drying the sun, drying under the sun. And second one is a hot tea getting cold. Any hot objects getting cold. These are all the evaporation. And drying of mopped floor. So mopped floor, with the help of mopped floor, we will clean our house homes only. And drying of the lakes and rivers are also examples for drying of lakes and rivers are the examples for our operation in our day-to-day life. And if we dry up some grains, pulses, so all the moisture from these grains and pulses and fish from vegetables dry up with the help of evaporation process only, and in the formation of clouds are also. So these are all the examples for day to evaporation examples. Evaporation in many situations in day-to-day life situations. The first one is a wet cloths drying under the sun, and hot tea or hot cooking material will be getting cool with the help of evaporation process, and mopped drying of mopped floor, and lakes drying up the lakes and the rivers, and in the preparation of the salt from the sea. How can we prepare the salt from the ocean water? With the help of evaporation process only we can prepare the salt from the sea water, and in the formation of the clouds also. So generally evaporation is a natural process which takes place on the earth. Water evaporates continuously from the surface of the water bodies like seas, oceans, rivers, ponds, etc., and changes into the water vapor due to the heat supplied by the sunlight. So it is a natural process during water cycle or hydro cycle. Okay. So water evaporates continuously from the surface of the water bodies like where water resources, water will be present in the seas, oceans, rivers, ponds. From all these sources, water gets heated up with the help of sunlight. Then it will be converted into where gases form and it will be reaches into the atmosphere only. So where does this water vapor go after evaporation? So it will be reaches into the atmosphere only. So the water vapor which enters into the air through the process of evaporation forms clouds in the sky. The next one, water vapor formed due to evaporation becomes a part of air and cannot usually be seen. But it is a continuous process. But how water will be converted into vapor from gases form, we can't see that one. But water vapor which enters into the air through the process of evaporation forms but clouds in the sky. Clouds we can see in the sky, but water vapor we can't see it with our eyes. So these, what is a cloud? So what is a cloud? A cloud is a large collection of see, cloud is a large collection of cloud is a large collection of very tiny droplets of very tiny droplets of water. This will be called as a cloud. And on a warm day or sunny day, the sun heat up the water on the water sources like oceans, seas, rivers, ponds, etc. So it helps the water converted into water vapor by the process of evaporation, and when the water vapor rises up into this atmosphere and it becomes cooler. So whenever the water vapor reaches the higher level, it gets condensed due to the contact with the cold air and forms small drops of water in the form of rain. So these tiny droplets remain floating in the air, higher levels of the atmosphere, and appears as a clouds. See, during sunny day, the water gets evaporated from the water sources like oceans, seas, rivers, and etc. So the water changes into water vapor and it will be get into the atmosphere. Vapor rises into the higher level, higher up, and it condenses due to the contact of the with cold and forms a small droplets of the water, and these tiny droplets, all these tiny droplets remaining floating in the air at higher levels than higher levels of the atmosphere, and these are all appears as a cloud condensation. So it is our common experience that on the cold winter mornings when we speak, we observe smoke like vapor coming out of our mouth. Why does smoke like vapor comes out of the mouth in the winter? Do we experience in this summer as well? We can't experience this situation in the summer, but we experience in the winter only. So during winter mornings only we will get this type of experience. And what's the reason for? So the answer for this question is a, in the winter the air in our atmosphere is very cool as compared to the air coming out from our mouth. So the air in the atmosphere is very cool well compared to the air present inside our mouth. And water vapor present in the air coming out from our mouth gets cooled suddenly to form very tiny droplets. So these tiny droplets concentrate on a limited area, that means the surrounding of our mouth. They appear like a smoke or a small cloud near our mouth. So you might have observed that in the morning during winter only, and some of fog is also formed and small dew drops appear in the grass and leaves of the plants also. So similarly, why does smoke like vapor comes out of your mouth in winter? For this question, the answer for this from here to you can write here also. So from this question, this is the answer for this question. So you might have observed that in the mornings during winter, some fog is formed and small dewdrops appeared on the grass and leaves of the plants, etc. From where do these water drops coming on the leaves and grass? Have you observed in this type of situations in your life? Yes, of course, during winter mornings, we observe this type of situations in our daily life. So, what's the reason? So, the reason for this droplets on the grass plants is this process will be called as a guttation. What is this? Guttation. So, during winter season, due to low temperature, during winter season, so generally we know winter mornings have a very low temperature. The fog in the air settles on the grass and the plants also. Due to the transpiration process, water is also evaporates through stomata. It also condenses to form a fog also. So transpiration. So what is transpiration? Transpiration means the process of the water will be evaporated into the water vapor in the through the stomata will be called as a transpiration. This fog condensed into tiny droplets, which is also called as a dew. And we can observe the dew in the only early hours of the day only. So this type of fog will be, we will observe in the early mornings of the morning only. So this is a fog and dew. But sometimes some grass plants like hyada thorns, we can call it as a, some grass plants during night time also the process will be called as a guttation. So generally transpiration takes place in during daytime, that will be called as a during photosynthesis only transpiration takes place. With the absence of the sunlight, the excess water will be transported to the xylem vessels, and we know the leaf margins, the grass plants have a leaf margin. The leaf margin contains xylem vessels. So with the help of guttation process, the excess water will be transported to the xylem and it will be leave out of the grass plants. So that's why each and every grass corner of the grass leaf have a water droplets. So at the end of at the tip of the grass leaves has a water drops. It will be called as a guttation, and remaining grass plants have a, the entire surface of the leaves have a small droplets of water. It is due to the account of the dew only. It is a dew, but the edges of the leaf margin has a water droplets, that is guttation. So guttation means the excess water will be removed through the process of guttation through a xylem vessels. So generally guttation takes place in grass plants and herbaceous plants only, that means small plants. But transpiration takes place in all the plants during daytime, but guttation takes place in during night time only. Even a lot of generally we said a lot of rainfall takes place in only forest region. Why? That is the reason of transpiration only. So transpiration helps to form as a large amount of clouds or large mass of clouds. Okay. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Please like my video, share my videos to your friends and subscribe my channel and click on the bell.